Welcome to the Smarter Thinking, Smarter Working e-learning course. I'm very happy you want to know more about this very important subject. Before we begin though, let me just remind you of a few features of how this module works so you can get most benefit from the course. On the top right hand corner, you will see a resources link where you will find a worksheet to capture the key concepts that we cover, as well as your own thoughts on strategies to employ to put smarter thinking, smarter working into practice. Do print these documents out so you can fill them in. Other features of the module include the fact you can jump to anywhere you want within it. Click on Outline and it will show you the topic headings. Click on the topic and it will take you there. This means you can stop and start the course whenever you want, and you will always be able to resume from where you had reached the last time, giving you control over your learning. It also means you can jump to key topics you are most interested in, or jump back to a particular subject that you found especially useful. However you use it, you are in control. You can also search on words by clicking on the search button, and you can see the transcript of the course too by clicking on transcript. If there is something you didn't quite understand, or you prefer reading to listening, use this option. So that's how it works. Let's start the course. During this course, we will look at a number of aspects on how we can think smarter and work smarter. We will look at ways that we can consistently be our best self, how we can work with other people better, how we can change our beliefs to find more useful beliefs, how we can innovate and be creative, and lastly, how we can improve our memory. If we want to improve our memory, the best tip is to stay young. Unfortunately, our memories do get worse with age. But fortunately, there are plenty of things we can do to counter this. Our short-term memory is our working memory. It lasts long enough to complete tasks, for example, remembering the story of a book or TV serial so you can keep reading and watching over a period of time, or remembering a telephone number long enough to dial it. But if you don't get through, you often have to look it up again. The magic number 7 plus or minus 2. According to George Miller, we can only consciously hold in our head around 7 bits of information at a time, but up to 9 if we're on form or the information is easy, down to 5 if it's more complicated or we're tired. One way of increasing your ability to hold information in short-term memory is to increase the size of each of the 7 items. So for example, remembering the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 could be one item, because you already know the sequence. Whereas to remember the same number of digits out of sequence, e.g. 64973012865, is more challenging. It should be easier to remember them if you group them as 64, 97, 30, 12, 86, 5, or 649, 730, 128, 65. Information from short-term memory does not automatically transfer to long-term memory unless something else happens, and we'll look at strategies on the next page, which is why typically we forget about 90% of what we read within 48 hours. We also have a long-term memory. Certain information that we use every day is easily accessed at all times due to repetition. We remember how to speak, get dressed, read, turn on the tap, all these things without having to make any conscious effort. Physical skills such as playing sports, playing an instrument, riding a bike, get encoded into body memory which seems to last. So do things which had a big emotional impact on us, good or bad. It made a great impression on me, we say, because it seems as if the situation has been pressed into your memory. We also remember things we are passionate about. It's easy to remember things associated with our hobbies. We also often remember stories, rhymes, tunes, and words of songs. For more academic information, your long-term memory seems to act rather like an in-tray. Recent items sit on top, but as you pile more and more stuff on without revisiting it, it sinks further and further down the pile and becomes harder to access. So a second top tip is to use a pen. The pen, or any other recording system, is the single most powerful way of improving our memory. That is, by getting it out of our head and onto paper, or a computer, or your phone, or whichever system you use. This is the single most important tip to have a recording system and to use it. Once it's on paper or on the computer, it will never be forgotten. You do, of course, have to remember to use the piece of paper or the computer, and where you put that piece of paper, that is the important thing. So I hope you found this course both enjoyable and helpful. We covered a lot. We looked at the basics of NLP, how to be your best self, how to work better with other people, how to change your beliefs, innovation, and lastly, how to improve your memory. It just leaves me to say best of luck with your smarter thinking and smarter working.